What's going on, everybody? This is the Zelda Religionist, and I got to thinking the other day. The Zelda Religionist started with The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. The first video was just talking about, at the time, it didn't have the title, and it was just me talking about that I was super pumped for it. And then the second episode happened, and I started talking about like a couple of theories, I think, and it just kept rolling on from there when I started doing entries in this journal and discussing about them in length. And then it just became all Breath of the Wild topics and theories until Breath of the Wild came out. And then I was talking about stuff after the game and like stuff I did during my gameplay of it, and then talked about some other things in the Zelda series. And last year we got an announcement trailer for Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. And I've just been like going insane because of it. Because from 2014 to 2017, I was so excited for Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild that they kept delaying it multiple times, and I was getting not mad because they had delayed it, but just mad because I had to wait before I could play it. And it was just this long period of pain and excitement, and when it finally came out, that pain was gone. I had the game, I was able to play it. But now, last year they released a trailer for Zelda Breath of the Wild 2. And also, unrelated, they released a small announcement saying that Metroid Prime 4 was in development. So now I'm experiencing that pain twice as much because of two other games that I've been waiting on. Well, one of the games I've been waiting on for years, which is Metroid Prime 4, and then a sequel to Breath of the Wild 2, or a sequel to Breath of the Wild, only like 3 years after the game's been out. Maybe it was only... No, the announcement may have happened only 2 years. No, it was 3, I think. And so now I'm experiencing the pain all over again because we still know nothing about both those games. But Prime 4 is not what I'm here to talk about. I'm here to talk about the sequel to Breath of the Wild. And I figured, let's start the show anew with the new announcement of Breath of the Wild 2. So welcome to Season 2 of the Zelda Religionist. Roll that new intro clip, shall we? So where to start with Zelda Breath of the Wild 2? That's a very good question, because we got a trailer showing a cave where Link and Zelda, who has her hair cut now, and I like the hairstyle, but at the same time I really liked her long flowing hair. But if she's going to be adventuring with Link, it would make sense that she's got shorter hair now, because it would make adventuring a hell of a lot easier. At least I would assume. So they're in a cave, and we see clips of like various things, and at one point we see some calamity, like moving along the ground chasing a rat. I'm pretty sure that rat doesn't make it. I'm pretty sure it gets swallowed by the calamity, or it happens like right when the rat gets off screen. I don't know for sure. I've not watched the trailer for a bit, and to my knowledge, there's been some people that has played the trailer in reverse at certain various speeds. I don't think anything was found, but I could be wrong on that. I've not seen all of them, of course, but I don't think anything has been found in reverse in that trailer so far. But they continue exploring this cave, and we see a corpse laying on like this mound of rocks with a glowing hand like on his chest, and like calamity is coming from that center of the chest, I believe. And that corpse is none other than Ganondorf himself. As soon as I seen that, my mind was blown, because I wanted to see Ganondorf in Breath of the Wild 1, and all we got was Calamity Ganon and Dark Beast Ganon. And I'm not complaining about that by any means, don't get me wrong. But it would have been really cool to see Ganondorf in the art style of Breath of the Wild. And we might actually get to see that now in the sequel. So he's laying there on this mound of rocks, and this hand is just like, I don't know if it's filling his body with calamity, or if it's like extracting the calamity from his body. But at one point we see a shot of like some fire and Zelda turning around with the shocked expression on her face, and Link at one point has a green glowing hand like the one that is on this corpse of Ganondorf, and we just see a few quick snippets here and there of different things. And the final shot of the trailer is creeping up Ganondorf's arm, and it gets to it focuses in on his head. Or no, his head just like kind of drops into frame, and it creaks, and the eyes glow. So, ladies and gents, Ganondorf is coming back in Breath of the Wild 2 from the dead, and I just can't wait. I don't know what they're going to do with the story. I don't know what Ganondorf's plan is going to be. I don't know what's going to happen with the Link and Zelda dynamic in this. There's just so many questions, once again, from the trailer of a Breath of the Wild game. And I gotta say, they need to show another trailer ASAP, because I need to know more about this game. The first one was magnificent. I loved every second of it. The characters, the story, everything. Mipha broke my heart. Daruk gave me strength. Rivali's just a smartass who flies around. And Urbosa is just amazing in general. All the champions are amazing. And I hope we get to see more of them in the sequel. I don't know if we'll get to see their ghosts in it, or if we'll get more flashbacks, or if we'll get to see their successors take on the role of champions this time. Because you got Yunobo, the Goron's son to Daruk, I'm pretty sure. I think he's a son, or at least he's got some sort of connection to him, I believe. You got the White Rito, who I can't remember his name right off. I think it's like Tibal or something like that. And then you got Sidon, and then you got Riju. I think she's now the queen of the Gerudo. I don't remember. But either way, I would love to see those characters take up the role of the champions in this now present day Hyrule as they try to rebuild some of the stuff in the country. Now, there's been some talk about some time travel going on in Breath of the Wild 2. And if we get to see time travel in Breath of the Wild 2, I'm going to be so damn ecstatic, I won't be able to contain myself. Because I love time travel stuff, especially in fantasy. That's one reason I like Ocarina of Time so much, is because of the time travel aspect to it. Even though there's not a lot of stuff that benefit from it in the game. There's a good amount, of course, but like one of the main things that benefit from it is the Spirit Temple. Love that temple, by the way. It might be my top favorite temple in the Zelda series, or it's really damn close if it's not. But you go there for the first time, you can't do a single thing, and then once you leave, you learn the song from Sheep to travel there. So you got to go there as a kid, then as an adult, because you get the treasure from as a kid that you need as an adult to progress. And the music in that temple. But I'm not here to talk about the Spirit Temple. I'm here to talk about Breath of the Wild 2. And if they do time travel in it, there are so many possibilities of stuff they could do. they could go back the 10,000 years the first time Calamity Ganon attacked and try to stop him then, or something. They can go back the 100 years to try to prevent something and maybe save the champions. And then Mipha can be in the present day and then get together with Link, as she should, because Link and Mipha belong together and they should have lived their life. Damn it. It breaks my heart. But at this point, everything is up in the air. I'm just hoping that they end up dropping a new trailer in a new Nintendo Direct within a couple months. Please? Please? Something? The game might possibly come out by the end of this year. There's speculation for that. We don't know anything for sure. Or it's going to be sometime in 2021, but at the very least, it shouldn't take 4 years to get this game out from its announcement date, because they had to build the whole world of Hyrule for the first game and like do all the stuff with it. There was some like engine mechanics and puzzle mechanics that they had to make that took them a long time to make just for the Breath of the Wild 1. But it looks like the same Hyrule so far. And the final shot of that trailer is Hyrule Castle coming out of the ground. Don't know what that's about. Can't wait to find out. As soon as I do, you're going to hear it from me, because I'm going to get right on this camera and say as soon as I find out what it is. Which, if they're smart, they won't let us know what it is until the game comes out, because I don't want to get that spoiled in trailers. I'd like to see a little bit more of it. Maybe like the castle up in the sky all the way, but I don't want to see what causes it and how it happens until the game comes out. And I don't know, I fear something might happen to Zelda in this game. I hope not, because I love this Zelda for Breath of the Wild. I love what they did with her character, because Zelda throughout the entire series has always like had her power at the ready whenever she knows about it, and she's able to use it like right away and tap into it. Breath of the Wild Zelda can't do that. It's not for a lack of trying. She has tried for years to get it, her whole life in fact, and never was able to get it down. And she prayed at every statue, made every sacrifice humanly possible, but she wanted to spend time on research, but of course King of Hyrule was like, no, it's your royal duty that you got to learn this power and only that and all that stuff. And I'm like, no, let her research. She's smart. She wants to get out in the field and do stuff. Come on, let her work. Let her do her thing. And the memory scenes, there's multiple times where she just breaks down because she can't use the power, and it tears her up because her mother was able to use it, I think. And she considers herself a failure. No, you're not a failure, Zelda. You just can't do it yet. Don't say that about yourself. I don't know when the sequel's going to take place. I don't know if it's going to be directly after, like a couple years after the Calamity is over. But maybe it'll be enough time to where she's tried to tap more into this power and able to use it, because she does finally use it at the end of the game to seal Ganon away or obliterate him. I don't know what she does. I'm pretty sure she seals him away. But now with her being able to use it, I wonder if we'll get to see more of that in the sequel. And her like continue her training on it, or maybe her and Link are going to go do more field research, and then and that's when they're going to stumble across that cave and see the corpse of Ganondorf, who I cannot wait to see in full body. Man, I want to see Ganondorf in that game so bad. I cannot wait to see his design. But there's so much to figure out, and so much questions to be answered, and more questions to be asked when they reveal more information. So stay tuned if you want to hear me gush more about this game when I get more information about it. Because gushing about Legend of Zelda is what I do best. And it's something I love to do, and love to play, and love to talk about. If you love the series as much as I do, and you want to join me in some gushings and some ravings about it, then stay tuned, because Season 2 of the Zelda Religionist is here. and it's here to stay. And a lot more content coming out. Until then, y'all take care. I really hope you don't have to hunt down Koros again in Breath of the Wild 2.